Good morning, folks, and welcome once again to 1320 Motorsports, Warwick Dragway. Looking forward to another awesome day of action here for our very first Nitro on the Downs. How cool is that? So, folks, we've already called you guys up to the staging lanes, but we're going to do it again. So we want radial to the staging lanes, please. And I believe blown outlaws. But certainly, yeah, radial to the staging lanes. That's lanes 6 and 7. Blown outlaws to lanes 4 and 5. So we're pretty much ready to go, I believe. So we're not too far off schedule, so that's good. And what we do here is we're going to do this qualifying schedule through twice. As I said, radial and blown outlaws first, and then later on we'll start calling the other brackets. But for now, we just want radial and blown outlaws to the staging lanes, please. Radial and blown outlaws. Thank you. Don't forget too, folks, the canteen is up and running already. And if you go over there to the canteen, you'll also see our party hut, which is that big, carport with foldable sides there in front of the canteen, and that's where all our merchandise is. Make sure you get over there and grab yourself some of that awesome merchandise. As I said, this is the very first Nitro on the Downs, so you want to make sure you've got some merchandise to remember it by. You never know, 20, 30 years' time, that stuff might be worth a lot of money. First ever Nitro on the Downs. I've got a T-shirt from that. And then, yeah, I mean, disclaimer, there's no actual promise of them going up in value. So don't come back at me in 30 years' time and ask me why your shirt isn't worth anything. But you never know. You never know. And if you don't buy one, you'll never know for sure. Not only that, they are very, very cool shirts. You don't want to miss out on those. And they have them from infant sizes, believe it or not. So if you've just had a baby, you can dress your baby in Nitro on the Downs T-shirt and make it the coolest baby on the block. And then, of course, we go all the way up to 5XL. So how cool is that? So we got merchandise there, shirts, hats, stubby coolers. And you don't want to miss out on all that stuff, so get over there and grab something before it all disappears. So, as I said, we are starting off with radial and blown outlaws today. We're going to do this qualifying session twice today to make up for the missed session yesterday. So we'll have 2 qualifying sessions. And then after that, we'll get into racing. If you're looking for a schedule that you can follow along with, we do have copies of the schedule in the scrutineering shed that you can go check out. So if you'd like a copy so you know what's coming up, head on down there and grab yourself one, have a look at that. And but in the meantime, just if you're a radial or blown outlaws racer, head on down to the staging lanes, please. Overtaking Lane guys here today again as well. So they'll be broadcasting all the action to the YouTube channel. So make sure you subscribe, because if you subscribe, you will get notifications of their different events that they're covering. And of course, they're a regular here at Warwick Dragway. So so what they're doing today is they're going to have a live stream for the qualifying, and then that will stop, and then they'll start a new live stream for racing, which is pretty straightforward, because it will actually be called qualifying and racing. So it's pretty easy to work out. And as I said, if you still can't work it out, make sure you are subscribed, and you'll get the notifications. So makes it easy as, and you won't miss any of the action. As I said yesterday too, the good thing about these live feeds is if you're at the track and you're not watching, but you'd like to check out the action later on, you can always go onto the YouTube channel, Overtaking Lane YouTube channel, and check out all the action like in the weeks and months to come. So that's the good thing about YouTube, isn't it? You can always go back and re-watch stuff. We also have a white Colorado we called out earlier. That's parked in the wrong spot down there in the car park, and we need the owner of that car to come and move it, please. And we do have a rego number for that. It's a white Colorado ute. Rego is DT471. So if you see a guy running around in Speedos, that might be him, because his personalised number plate says DT471. So that's Colorado ute with the personalised plates DT471. We do need you to go down there and move that ute. We do have staff down there, so they'll be able to give you a better place to park. But yeah, white Colorado ute, DT471. We do need you to go back to the car park area and move your ute. It's just in not a great spot, so we'll get you to use leave that somewhere else. Just repeating also, we do want radial and blown outlaws to the staging lanes, please. Radial and blown outlaws to the staging lanes. Be looking at getting underway very shortly. Here we go. First pass for day 2 of the Nitro on the Downs here at 1320 Motorsports, Warwick Dragway, and it is Radial. Here we go with Radial. And of course, Reese Carkeet in the beautiful EH sedan out first. This car was performing pretty well last night. Looking forward to seeing how he goes here today. Yes, that's what we like first thing in the morning. A nice big smoky burnout. Where else would you want to be? You either want to be here at the track and experiencing all the sounds and the smells and the sights, or you want to be on your lounge watching the Overtaking Lane live feed. Here we go, Reese Carkeet, first pass of the day. We're going to do 2 qualifying sessions today and then moves into racing after that. Carries the front tyres to the 60 once again. That was beautiful. And pulls the chutes. He runs 493. Goes quicker again, 146 miles per hour as well. So that's 493 with a 6. And 146.56 miles per hour. So that car is just getting faster and faster. Doing a great job steering as well as Reese Carkeet. That thing was a beautiful looking pass. As I said, just gently carried the front wheels just out past the 60 foot there and just set them down nice and smooth. Beautiful, beautiful to watch. James Horan now in the 78 Toyota Hilux with the big block on board. This thing had a wild ride last night. So we're giving James another solo pass here just to set his mind at ease. Get his, he'll get his focus and he'll go down the track and everything will be fine. James Horan moving towards the staging beams now. Very tough car, this one. As I said, had a bit of a wild ride last night. All's well that ends well, but it was pretty scary. Did a great driving job to keep it away from the walls. Definitely knows how to steer a tough car, that's for sure. This one is looking good. Pulls the chutes a little bit early, but that was nice and straight. 425, 164 miles per hour. So that's actually a very good pass there from James Horan with a 425, pulling the chutes early. And that was a nice settling pass there for him. He'll be pretty happy with that one, I'm sure. Speaking of wild passes last night, we also had Andrew Rankin in the Corona. Another awesome driving job from him as well to keep the car away from the wall. Fast street to the lanes, please. Fast street to lanes 4, 5, 6 and 7. Fast street to the staging lanes, please. Of course, Andrew Rankin, as I said, in the Toyota Corona, and Mark Russell in that beautiful little roadster over there in the Pro Street Radials lane. Corona runs through 5:56, 131 miles per hour, and Mark Russell in the Roadster runs a 7:52. 131 miles per hour for the Corona, and a fraction under 100 mile an hour for Mark Russell in that little Roadster. He goes 99.5. So, some good passes already here at Warwick Dragway for day 2 of the Nitro on the Downs, the inaugural Nitro on the Downs. Rodney Hansen, big, long, smoky burnout in the altered. Great stuff. He's gone down and finished up pretty much almost at the finish line. Another call for Fast Street, please, to the staging lanes. Another call for Fast Street to the staging lanes, please. No, they wouldn't be hungover, surely. They're all lovely young gentlemen and young ladies who just go to bed nice and early. No hangovers there, I'm sure. Mackenzie Garside in the Pro Street Radials lane in this beautiful rear engine dragster. Got the 408 cube Chevy LS supercharged on board. Here we go, first pass for Blown Outlaws of the day. Both cars out nicely. 9/100ths of a second reaction time there for Rodney Hansen. He runs 7:39, 184 miles per hour, but Mackenzie Garside goes the quickest pass of his weekend, 7:76, 167. That's the quickest car that car's gone this weekend so far. So doing a great job there is Mackenzie Garside. Fast Street, if you're not in the staging lanes, you should be. So head down there ASAP. We want to keep this show rolling along. As I said too, we've got the merchandise happening over there. They are some of the coolest shirts I've ever seen, so you want to make sure you grab one of those. And as I said, we've got them from infant sizes all the way through to 5XL, so I'll be pretty surprised if we haven't got your size there. We go, Nick Smith in the wagon and Dale Gridley over there in that Valiant. Of course, the wagon in the Golby's parts and fabrication lane. Dale Gridley's Valiant in the Pro Street Radials lane. Fast Street, brought to us by Overtaking Lane. They are the people we were talking about earlier doing our brilliant live feed here this weekend. YouTube, check them out. Get all across that for sure. Dale Gridley out like a rocket. Goes across the finish line first with a 10.27, 135 miles per hour. And Nick Smith goes 12.08 at 115. Don't forget too, we still need that white Colorado Ute moved. Number plate DT471. If that's your Colorado Ute, please get down there to the parking area and move it. It's starting to cause a few issues down there, so you really, really don't want the guys to get sick of it and drag it away. Drag it out of the way because, yeah, we don't want to damage your Ute. So make sure you get down there and move that, please. That is a white Colorado Ute DT471. We need that moved, please. Here we go. Did anyone order pizza? No? I don't know what he's doing here then. Why else would a Toyota Echo be out on the track here at Warwick Dragway? Jonathan Jones it is in the Domino's Dialer pizza car. Lifts the left front tyre off the deck. This is a fun little thing, this, I'll tell you what. He runs through the quarter mile with 11.62 at 105 miles per hour. Your pizza would definitely arrive nice and warm. Gary Dobson in the EH Ute. He ran 11.94, 103 miles per hour. Close enough to 104, I reckon, 103.96. As we see Carl Sundom, he's been racing here at Warwick for many years, of course, in the Fitter Age HZ Holden. He's up against Kalani back in the Ford Falcon Ute. Red light for the Fitter Age car of Carl Sundom. Not by much though, 0.02 of a second. This beautiful golden Holden station wagon out here, HJ model, looks very similar to the one Darren Otto used to have years ago, except this one's good. Bet his steering wheel doesn't come off in his hand. Lifts the front tyres, we love it. The big long roof wagon. Mick Thomas and Sam Campbell now. Mick Thomas in the Holden, Sam in the Falcon, the Ford Falcon. Red light for the Ford Falcon of Sam Campbell. But he ends up running a 10.11 at 130. Straight to lanes 6 and 7, please. Straight to lanes 6 and 7. Fast Street should be there. We are racing Fast Street right now. So if you're not there, you better get there in a big hurry. We also need Street to the staging lanes right now, please. Street to lanes 6 and 7. Scooter March with the famous Frankie F100 truck. He's had a few issues yesterday with the front brakes sticking on, so hopefully, we're hoping he's got that sorted out. Goes across the finish line first, I believe, with a 13.08. What's going on there? Oh, we got a car, the car of Chris Skews with a few issues, just rolling on through. Frankie went 13.08 at 103. May still be some issues there with that car of Scooter March. Here's a pretty little Camaro, Mark Rosso. Mark Rosso in the second generation version of the Camaro, running a big block V8. And he works for Crown Forklifts, so all about picking stuff up and putting them down. Brett Lyon is in the Holden Ute. So looks like a HT or HG, one of the two. Maybe even a HK, who knows? Bit hard to tell from here. Oh, it is a HG. Yep, HG. Still waiting. Ah, broke the tail shaft. That's what's going on there. So we just got to clear that off the track. Looks like that's been done and about to get back underway. Don't forget, folks, too, if something goes wrong with your car, please pull over to the side. We can always get rid of you off the track. That's not a problem whatsoever, but we really need to try and protect our racing surface. So if something happens, don't just keep rolling on through. We'll get you to pull over to the side just in case something's coming out of your car. We don't want sort of spreading oil all the way down the track or anything silly like that. So yeah, if something happens and your car isn't running or it's not running correctly, pull over to the side. We'd much rather send the quad down and tow you off than have to do a big cleanup. Kane Schultz here in the little T bucket. Supercharged Holden red motor 6-cylinder. And lining up against Cameron Hunt in the white Commodore. Nice big smoky burnout from Cameron Hunt. But as I said yesterday, Kano getting a real good handle on this car now, starting to really make some good numbers with it. Goes pretty well. Does the little Holden 6-cylinder. He runs 12.66, goes quicker again, 102 miles per hour. So our little mate down there, Darren Otto, he's the owner of that car. He'll be pretty happy with that. Cameron Hunt in the Commodore, he ran a 13.04. And just having a quick check on the track here. I think someone thought they saw something coming out of the Commodore. We're not too sure. And look, could be true. We've got looks like our officials just found something out there. Hopefully nothing too serious. Yeah, so as I said before, just if something does happen with your car, please pull over to the side of the track and stop. We'll get you off the track, no problem whatsoever. But if we can minimise any sort of cleanup that we need to do, then that is what we would prefer. It's also a lot safer for you and for everybody else. So let's keep that in mind. Just there we go. A little bit of a hold up for Paul Winkle in the Commodore and Jason Burnett in the station wagon. But back underway now as we continue moving through the Fast Street brackets. As I said before, we've also want street to the staging lanes, street to lanes 6 and 7. Not here till helping in the HG station wagon and Matthew Loy in the The Brahm. It says here it's a HQ, but it's not, of course. It's this is the new car. They've just recently completed HT Brahm, so the luxury version. Yeah, very luxury. So looks like we'll be calling Matty Loy Prime Minister Matty soon. Be getting out in the luxury car. This is a car that his dad John built recently, and obviously a little bit of a father-son thing, I think, from what I can tell. Painted in the shed, but very nice-looking car, this one. 11.83 for Phil Halpin, goes across the finish line first. He did have a better start line reaction time. The very nice 16 thousandths of a second. And, of course, Matthew Loy runs 12.39, 110 in the big Holden Brahm. So, what are we doing? About to move into street. Qualifying session number 3 for street. First one of the day, of course, but we had 2 sessions yesterday. So after 2 comes 3. So that means qualifying session number 3. That's right. There's your daily mathematics lesson from your teacher, Phil Custom. That's about the extent of my mathematics too, I'll be honest. No, definitely not long division any day. Sonia Wagensfeld and Alex Kidd. Alex Kidd in the black car. Tricked you there, they're both black. That's the ute of Alex Kidd and Sonia in the Holden station wagon. Looks like she's got herself out in front with a nice 7 hundredths of a second reaction time and runs 13.95, 102. The ute of Alex runs 16.15. One of my personal faves here today, this weekend, is this beautiful EK station wagon, 62 model. Ian Deutscher, that is. Gorgeous station wagon, this thing. And up against Skylar Wagensfeld in the Navara dual cab ute. Bike to the staging lanes, please. Drag bike to the staging lanes. Young Guns also to the staging lanes. Young Guns bike to the staging lanes and street bike to the staging lanes, please. We're going to chock-a-block this staging lanes here. We're after drag bike, Young Guns bike and street bike, all to the staging lanes. Brian's not using his fancy radio. And just repeating, drag bike, Young Guns bike and street bike to the staging lanes, please. Drag bike, Young Guns bike and street bike to the staging lanes, please. Andrew Faulkner in the black Commodore up against Mark Gill in the Holden Ute. This looks like a HJ or HZ, not too sure. Pretty even off the start line, 0.16 to 0.13. Drag bike, we need you very, very shortly. So drag bike needs to be in the staging lanes ASAP. Drag bike to the staging lanes, please, ASAP. We're working our way quickly through the street class. And drag bike should be up next. So if you're in drag bike, you need to be in the staging lanes like yesterday. And today, of course, like you were there yesterday, but you know what I mean. Stop laughing at me. That's right. I got a thick skin. It's all good.